What's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? BUGGED2988 coming at you live once again through the power of the internet, and I'm going to talk about Anthem again today. But a lot of people have been very frustrated when I talk about Anthem, so I want to go ahead and get some stuff out of the way before I talk about it. A lot of people seem to have the impression that I didn't actually play Anthem, which is quite opposite from the truth. I put about 10 or 12 hours into the game, and I live streamed every second of it, so I'm not just repeating things that other people are saying. I'm offering you my actual opinion as someone who's played the game in depth. And secondly, I don't have a vendetta against this game. That's not what I do here on this channel. I'm not here to try to destroy EA or try to destroy Bioware. If EA and Bioware make a good game, I'm obviously going to say good things about that game. In this case, Anthem has made a lot of mistakes, and I just report those mistakes. I don't have an agenda here. Unless you count the agenda that I like good games and I want to play good games and I want to encourage them to make good games, then that is an agenda I do have. But Anthem is a looter shooter, and the point of these types of role-playing games and shooting games is to get specific items and specific gear that power up your character, that have cool interactions and cool effects that play well off of one another to create a very good, very powerful character. And getting that cool gear makes you more powerful, so you see much bigger damage numbers, and that means the monster is dying quicker, right? And that makes you, right? That's how it's supposed to work? But not currently in Anthem, because apparently in Anthem right now, confirmed by Bioware, damage numbers don't mean anything. Sure, getting that gear and stacking it correctly will make those damage numbers bigger, but it doesn't affect how rapidly a monster or a creature will die in the game. And in fact, the level 1 item, the default item you get when you create a new loadout, is actually the most effective weapon in the game currently. So if you go to the Anthem subreddit, you will find this post currently by Yeet Lord Supreme, who said he was just messing around with various guns and components, trying to quantify their damage amounts when I stumbled upon something rather strange. It seems that the default weapon you get when creating a new loadout is better than any other weapon in the game. He goes on to say that with his level 45 Masterwork Rauner's Blaze Rifle, one bullet does 1,184 damage, as opposed to his level 1 Common Defender Rifle, where one bullet does 286 damage. And he says, given these numbers, you might reasonably assume that the Masterwork weapon will kill enemies faster since it does more damage, but that is not the case. Here he goes on to say that when it comes to a Scar Trooper, the Masterwork rifle takes 6 bullets to kill their Scar friend. Given the damage numbers, our level 1 rifle should take about 5 more bullets to do the job. Guess how many it actually takes? Only 4 bullets. That's right, not 4 times as many, only literally 4 rounds for the level 1 rifle to kill the same monster, even though it's not Masterwork, it's not legendary, it's not special in any way. It's just the default gun. And if for some reason you do have your doubts, here is a GIF of that phenomenon actually taking place in games, so you can see it happening for yourself right now here on screen. Now look, that kind of thing is not particularly uncommon when designing a game. A lot of single-player games, even some MMORPGs, use like a percentage-based system instead, and they do throw up damage numbers, but they don't mean anything particularly important. But in a game like this, where the entire point of the game is to get that gear and to stack those things to get those bigger damage numbers, it also has to correlate with how quickly you kill the monster, or otherwise it's all pointless. Now, a lot of people are jumping to the conclusion that this is a design decision, that they went with a percentage-based system based on whatever gun or based on whatever weapon that you have. It doesn't really matter. The only thing that matters is your level. I don't think that's the case. It looks more like this might be a bug, and at least that's what Bioware is saying. The technical design director for this game at Bioware, known on Reddit as Brennan Holmes, says, we'll need to investigate this. Scaling systems are supposed to allow low-level players to play with high-level players to be effective against high-level enemies. This is not intended. Something isn't right here. The community manager from Bioware, also known as UNT Drew, on Reddit also weighed in by saying, hey everyone, thanks for the feedback on this. I confirmed with the team that this is in fact a bug related specifically to the default items on a loadout in combination with higher level gear you have equipped. It's not functioning as intended, and the team is working on it for an upcoming fix. So according to Bioware, that is not how the game is designed. Obviously, Masterwork items and higher level items and damage numbers probably do mean something, but this is exceptionally unusual and weird, and I'm not sure that their explanation necessarily covers it. I'm not sure that it's just a bug with that default item, so more delving is probably necessary, but I'm inclined to believe Bioware here. At least I hope BioWare is telling the truth here, because here's the thing. When it comes to video games, a lot of what you see, a lot of what you do is obviously fabricated. Video games themselves are an illusion, and sometimes that illusion is more important than actual numbers and actual facts. Sometimes when you're telling a story, sometimes when you want a player to feel powerful, sometimes when you're just building a video game from the ground up, sometimes you have to make those types of decisions. Because in a game like Anthem, in a game like The Division, or Destiny, or even World of Warcraft, the entire point of the game is that looting system. It's called a looter-shooter for a reason. You're gathering those items so you can become more powerful at shooting. And even if it is a percentage-based system, that is fine probably, as long as the gear actually works. And in this case, it looks like it might not. But regardless, whether or not this is a design flaw with a percentage-based system, whether or not it's a bug with the level 1 weapons, as it is right now, as of the recording of this video, the best way to do a run is to unequip your legendary and masterwork weapons and instead equip the level 1 starter gun. And that is quite the embarrassment. Now, because I'm always crapping all over Anthem, I do want to give you a little bit of good news, especially for the Anthem fans who are watching these videos. There was a developer stream today, and in that stream, they had a lot of good news for you, and you can see that here if you just want to pause the screen. First off, I do want to retract something from yesterday's video. They said in all instances of the PS4's hard crashing, they've discovered that the PS4 can be powered back on. So it's not officially breaking systems, it's just turning them into temporary bricks. They're not killing PlayStations, and I'm sorry that I implied that they were. They also did mention this bug as it's been discovered during that stream, saying that the Defender rifle is doing too much damage and it's a bug, and that it's being fixed, and that it should be a quick and easy fix. If you do go and watch that archived live stream, or you take a look at the list of things they covered there, I will say one thing about BioWare here. They are very concerned about this game. They are doing an excellent job of listening to the community and fixing the things as it's discovered as quickly as possible. Anthem is still a bit of a train wreck, and this game clearly wasn't ready for launch, either in terms of content or even when it comes to bugs, but there are still plenty of people having fun with it, and the good news is there's plenty of developers who care very much about this game, and they're working very hard to make it the game that we were all hoping it would be. I hope they're successful. Because at the end of the day, I get that some people have an impression that I want Anthem to fail, and I want EA to fail, and I want BioWare to fail, but it couldn't be further from the truth. I have friendly people and fans on the BioWare team who I'm in communication with, and they do definitely want this game to be successful, and I want it to be successful at the very least, so hopefully they get to keep their jobs. But more importantly, I like good video games. I want good video games, and I want you and I to get to play good video games, and I want Anthem to become one of those good games. Because yes, I do talk negatively about Anthem and other video games here on this channel, and I do talk about the mistakes they make, but that is all in a design to get really good games like Moonlighter on the Nintendo Switch, or Metro Exodus, which turned out to be okay even though it wasn't true to the real series, or Devil May Cry 5. That's looking really, really good. I plan to stream that this week. I probably don't do enough on this channel to celebrate good video games, and it's because when I upload a video about video games I like, you guys tend not to watch it. You guys tend to prefer the negative stuff, and it's also important to hold these people accountable for the mistakes they make and help you guys avoid bad games by knowing what's going on in the industry. But don't ever take me reporting the facts, reporting the bugs, reporting the mistakes that other companies make as me hating on those companies or hating on those developers or hating on the individual game itself. I want this hobby to be fun, and I want you to have fun doing it. And I want to have fun with you, and that's my primary goal. Now, that's just one man's opinion. I could be wrong, and if I am, I know you're going to let me know in the comments section down below. While you're down there, hit subscribe on the channel if you haven't already, and if you have hit subscribe, hit that notification bell so that you can be one of the first people to watch a video within an hour of it going live, so that you can make sure this video is successful when you do. And until then, guys, to the folks over there at Anthem, let's raise our waters, or if you have one, raise a Mountain Dew. We wish you guys the best of luck. We are rooting for you, though it is hard to watch you fail. Guys, as always, thanks for watching. I love you very much, and I'll speak with you again soon.